So, hello everyone and welcome back to Through the Pages with Dee. It's been a minute. I've been on holiday, but I've literally just nipped on, hopeful, in the hopes that the webcam will work today. I've just finished the Richard Osman, The Last Devil to Die. What an amazing book. Richard Osman has actually outdone himself on this one. We've got the usual characters. We've got Joyce and Ron and Ibrahim and Elizabeth, and we also meet some new characters along the way. But the Thursday Murder Club gang, which is Joyce and Ron and Elizabeth and Ibrahim, they're all together again in this. But Elizabeth is going through something with her husband Stephen, and he's got dementia, and dementia is eating away at him quite quickly. And there are chapters within this book that are literally kind of just dedicated to that fact alone, to the dementia side of things. And it is so touching and so moving, and the loss of him, because at some point he does actually pass away. I won't get into the details of how he passes away, but he does actually pass away. Let me just move this camera just a touch. It's too much that way. There we go. He does actually eventually pass away. But I actually think out of the four, because this is Richard Osman's fourth, the others are just there. So the red, blue and green that you can see there, those are the other three. This is his fourth, that is in the purple. There's just something slightly different about this one. I don't know if I can put my finger on it, but the way he's spoke about dementia, I think he must have some experience with it with regards to a family member. But it is so realistic and so touching and so beautifully done from the perspective of the person with the dementia and how they are coping through that decreasing memory, and how that must feel to be in this environment where there are things that you recognise but you don't know why you recognise them. There are people who you feel that you've met but you can't quite recollect how or where or why or when or who they are to you, and it's so good, and that actually plays a part. Now these are always a murder mystery. The point of Thursday Murder Club is just that. They are always solving some murder or other. And in this one, it's one of Elizabeth's husband's friends. Now, Elizabeth's husband is called Stephen, and his friend is called, just bear with me while I find his name again. Excuse me. It begins with a K. I think it was like Colmesh. I have just literally finished reading it, but what Richard Osman does towards the end of his story is he sort of wraps it up. He gives it a wrap up. But yes, one of Stephen's friends who he has known through his working life, etc., is murdered. And he's murdered for what seems like drugs. So we follow this story of the Thursday Murder Club gang, along with a couple of their friends who are actually in the police force, which is Chris and Donna, all investigating this heroin /murder. But as we go along the journey, it evolves and becomes more than just a murder investigation, and it becomes more than just heroin. And obviously we have a few more murder victims along the way. But it is cozy. This is cozy mystery. Argue with me if you like on that, that's fine. But I do believe this is a cozy mystery, and I really do enjoy them. Now, I know this has been out for quite some time now, but because my collection here is in paperback, and you guys know I love paperback, I do collect hardbacks, but I don't really read them. But my collection is in paperback. I wanted, obviously, this one in paperback to continue with the same theme. So I've waited until it came out in paperback. And I've not been disappointed, not one little bit. It is so cute. It's adorable. The four pensioners, who are the Thursday Murder Club, are just amazing. I love reading them. I hope Richard Osman doesn't stop with the Thursday Murder Club. It doesn't necessarily sound like he is. However, right at the very back, where we have the acknowledgements, etc., it always says something towards the next book that's being written, the next that Richard Osman has coming out. But it says here, coming soon from Richard Osman, We Solve Murders, a new series, a new detective duo, a new murder to solve. And that's going to be the 12th of September this year. So obviously it's going to be released in hardback, which I have a little bit of beef with. I might do a video on this because I don't understand why hardbacks are released first. Why are paperbacks not released first? Because then that way you get to read the novel or the short story. You can do as you please. It's your paperback. If you wish to break the binding, you can do. If you can treat it as you like. And then if you realise that you actually really like the story, then release it in hardback as a collector's piece. I just don't understand why hardback is always released first or majoritively released first. It just baffles my brain. From a reader's perspective, I would much rather read the book and then collect it as a hardback than buy it as hardback to read first, because I don't like the feel of a hardback when I'm reading it. I'd much rather read it in paperback format. So I wish publishers would look at that and do it the opposite way around, because I don't see the sense in the cost of hardback as the initial release when you could just do it in mass market paperback and then do the hardbacks as a collector's pick. I just don't get it. So anyway, I just don't get it. So yeah, he's doing a new series by the looks of it, called We Solve Murders. So yeah, I'll be reading that too, because I do think that Richard Osman has this very cute, very relatable, very touching way of writing. I do like his style of writing. It's not extravagant. It's not got this this poetry ridden or Shakespearean prose. There's none of that business. It's just your normal standard vocabulary, but the way he brings you into the story and into the characters and the way he's created these characters, it's just fantastic and magical. And it's just such a little cute environment of these 4 pensioners who live in this kind of warden controlled sheltered area where they live independently, but obviously there are amenities for the retired people where they live. But they've made friends and they've made this club. And as we know, if you've ever read these, Elizabeth was at one time MI6. So it's just adorable. But they're such great characters. And I have to say, my favourite character is Joyce. I love Joyce. And Joyce, as the series go along, she gets more of a predominant forefront in the stories. She has little excerpts where she's writing in her journal. So you are hearing majoritively some sections from Joyce's opinion, and the humour that is in Joyce, the little one-liners, the little quips, the little cute little comments that she comes out with. I just think she's absolutely adorable. So this has taken me 2 days to read, because I'm not full on reading like I was. But it's taken me 2 days to read, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I think if you just like yourself a little cute, cosy mystery, where you've got these quirky little characters who are sort of 80 years plus, 70, 80 years plus, and don't want to give up on life just yet and sit in a chair and knit. They have skills and experience in life, especially Elizabeth, being from MI6, and she's putting them to good use and doing it with friends. And they get themselves into some little pickles, but with Elizabeth's tenacity, they seem to get out of them. So yeah, this is the 4th. So we go. I don't think I can read them from here, but if you research Richard Osman, Thursday Murder Club, you'll find the series there. And so there's 4 in the series at present. So yeah, I just wanted to nip on, and hopefully when I come to edit this video, I won't have the nightmares that I had yesterday, where I did like a half-an-hour video and everything just went wrong. Didn't know how to fix it. Still don't know how to fix it. So I've just thought I'd jump on, do a quick one, give that a go, see how it works. But the glitches yesterday were just beyond my comprehension. I didn't know what to do. So once everything's sorted and I look at this and see if it's been okay, I will potentially do my June video for I could sneak it in here really. My book of June is The Wanton Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. Fantastic book, suggested to me by Rabin, whose channel is Only the Best Fantasy Novels. Great book, loved it. Absolutely adored that book. Definitely up for book of the year. It is against some others, but it is for me teetering the brink just a little bit. It's just up there just that little bit, because it was just everything I wanted in a book. It did like fantastical journey things for me and sent me on this journey that I really enjoyed. Other books have done something similar, like The Spear Cuts Through Water and Kings of the Wild, but there was just something extra to the Once and Future Witches. I have a thing for witches, so that, I think it was that extra element that did that for me. So that is actually my book for June, just in case anybody's curious. The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. As for July, I don't really know where I'm up to. A few things have changed at home. So Jocelyn getting a full-time job being one of them, and as you know, she was editing my videos. So from now on, because of the hours that she's working, I'm going to have to edit my own videos. She just doesn't have the time. So it's going to be more of a me channel now, which is slightly upsetting, but you know, she has to do her own thing. She is a 26-year-old lady coming up for 27, so she does have to have her own life, and she just doesn't have the time to be with me on here. So she does have a couple of days off. So what it might be is that the channel changes slightly. So in order to still potentially include Joe's, I may change the channel structure. So it may not be that I upload 3 times a week anymore. It may not be that it's Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays. I may tweak it so that it accommodates to Jocelyn. So all I would say, book family, is just bear with me while I get my bearings and work out where I'm going forward, as long as all the tech behaves itself and I can put this video up. But thank you for all the subs. There's been a couple more subs since I was on holiday, so I appreciate you. Thank you for joining the family. And other than that, until I've got more news for you, or I can actually manage to upload a video again without issues, thanks very much for your support. You know I love you guys, and I will do my best to sort the channel out and get some sort of order in place. It's just things have happened since the holiday, and I'm not quite sure where I'm up to and what I'm doing. So if you can just bear with me whilst I work that out. But I'm not abandoning, I'm not leaving, I will continue, I just don't know how as yet. So just bear with me guys, and I will let you know soon. Other than that, have yourselves a great day. I will see you all again soon, hopefully. But until then, take care of yourselves, love you loads. Bye bye everyone, bye bye.